Good morning, everyone. This is Royce coming back at you with yet another Let's Try. And today, on the docket, we are venturing into the realm of bar food. And not just bar food that is, shall we say, named in a interesting way. We're trying, yeah, the, shall we call it, Native American taco. It is a normal, West Mex style, or Tex-Mex style taco with ground beef heavily seasoned with cumin and salt, cheese, lettuce, tomato, pickled jalapenos, sour cream, and salsa on, and this is the important part, fried bread. Now, I am going to call it by its original name just because, one, it's technically not a slur. It's just dated terminology. And I think there is an educational value to this. Why is it called the Indian taco? Well, obviously, because this resembles naan bread. No, what's funny is, as a kid, I actually thought the reason we called Native Americans Indians is because it was derived from indigenous. The same way Aborigines is derived from aboriginal. But no, Columbus, the idiot, thought he hit India, and was actually landed in the Caribbean somewhere. That's why real ones respect Amerigo Vespucci, who our lovely country is named after. After all, it's not the United States of Columbus, it's the United States of America. America. And America is just a great name. Anyway, but no, the history of the Indian taco is actually very interesting because it's, oh god, how are you supposed to eat this thing? I'm assuming it's hand food. Oh, it's so greasy. But, at least according to Good Mythical Morning, who I'm referencing heavily here, fry bread is basically, it's kind of like how Spam became very popular in Hawaii and Japan because of American soldiers. These were government rations that the native populations. Who are the indigenous people of Iowa? Was it the Cherokee? Well, I can't remember. It's easy to remember who the indigenous people of South Dakota were. But, sorry. But so, with this kind of poor quality flour, they made the best of it by making fry bread, which was kind of a yeasted bread fried in oil. Similar to a chalupa, actually. And fry bread is still kind of a big thing on reservations, at least according to that independent made indie film made by a Native American filmmaker in the 90s that I had to watch in sociology class. Smoke Signals. Which was a good movie, too. There's actually some really good cinematography in it. I know it was good cinematography because it stuck out to me. A college, a 20-year-old college brat. Is this entertainment? Me slamming back greasy food. Oh, spicy. Ugh. In a second, I'm gonna go wash up. Actually, Clark's here today. I actually had to restart the recording because I saw him take a massive. Well, I didn't see him, but I noticed he dropped the kids off at the pool outside of his puppy pad. You little idiot. I always had a weird relationship with Native Americans because my family is one of those that insists that we have a Native American in our ancestry. I don't necessarily believe it. My cousin is actually Native American, the one I live with. He's quarter Sioux. He's part of the tribe. He got a fat wad of cash from it. He's also the whitest kid I know. Because he's never lived on the reservation. And my grandparents, thank God for that. Because they're like I don't. I've never been on a reservation. I'm not gonna make assumptions about it, but they always go on and on about how miserable it is out there. I do think Cal would probably get picked on, at least as a kid. But he's a grown adult. He lives normally with us. But you know how, like, you call a black person who acts white an Oreo and a Japanese person, or, well, an Asian person who acts white a Twinkie? I tried to come up with an idea, with something for that for my cousin, and the only thing I can come up with is red velvet. Even though that's also frosted white on the outside, there typically is like a layer of white frosting in between the two red cakes. But that's honestly not my place to say. Like, it's not up to me how anyone interacts with their culture. I should not. I am the whitest guy on earth. Whiter than sour cream. Whiter than mayonnaise. Whiter than snow. It is not up to me how people interact with who they are, or their family history or any of that stuff. I'm mostly Irish and German, like the Schistlers, the Millers. Those were my bio granddads. And while we kept the Miller, like, my Sid was a piece of shit. Like, look. I am a child of divorce on both sides, 2 generations back. My parents were divorced, and both my grandmas divorced, and it was the man's fault in every single case. And my dad has improved as a person, and I was just talking about this with my mom this morning. I genuinely believe they are better people apart. It. I gotta stop bringing this up. It's not your guys's. Like family drama is not your guys's want or desire. You're here to see me stuff my face full of crap. Anyway, sorry for the monologue. Y'all good on the story, Miller. I'm outie.